Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the open Great League and let's run this team. We're going to be using the Serperior paired with the Shadow Drapion and the Dunsparce in the back. They switch them into the Wigglytuff. We're going to go into our Drapion here to apply some pressure. We are going to get the shield and let's see if we can get this low enough. Okay, they are going to be able to farm us down, unfortunately. Now we would just make a decision. Are we going to go in with the Dunsparce or the Serperior, anticipating what they have in the back? They like to go for the Icy Wind, and we are going to shield here to keep this Dunsparce fairly healthy. Gyarados gets counter swamped, and now we have Serperior onto the Gyarados. We're going to go for a lunch, and we do survive it, and we are going to be able to get to another move, so this is going to help us potentially farm down. They do get the farm down, unfortunately. But you can see right here, our Dunsparce is going to have to get through too much to win this game. So, unfortunately, this is going to be GG's. Yeah, the Wigglytuff switching was interesting. I guess another way we could have played it was maybe chip with our Serperior. So all right, next game we got the Serperior versus the Steelix. We're going to tank the first move. Breaking Swipe does get used. Go for the Frenzy Plant. They shield. Interesting. So early shield, and we feel like they don't want to see the Serperior for some reason, so we're going to match the shield and see what happens. They are going for the Breaking Swipes. Okay, there goes the Frenzy, and now we see the Wiggly again. This time, it only has one shield to use, so they do expend their last shield. So we're going to go for another Aqua Tail here, and we get it into the low red. We have energy on the Serperior. Sorry, we have the Serperior, and we still have the Dunsparce. They counter swap into the Zumaro. Interesting. So now we're going to be able to fire off this Frenzy Plant and get them extremely low. Ice Beam does get used, and we have the Dunsparce with the shield still, so he should be in good shape. They end up having double fairies. It makes sense. Double fairies with the Steelix, kind of protecting against the fighters. So GG's to our opponent, able to win that game with the Dunsparce at the end. But I wanted to see, or kind of talk about the team. The team's core is the Serperior with the Dunsparce. We got the Drapion as the generalist, not running Sludge Bomb. So it kind of depends. If we're seeing way more Wigglies, we might have to use a Sludge Bomb Drapion, but we're doing okay for now. We do get the second shield from this Dragonair. This Dragonair is applying a ton of pressure. We are going to go for this Aero Ace. It should be enough. Barely not enough, but it forces them to switch out into their Dugong. And we're going to go into our Dunsparce as well. We are going to be able to outpace it. So this first Rock Slide does go through. They're going to fire off the Icy Wind to deep up us, but that's okay, because now we're going to be able to get this dupe down low enough for a farm down with something. If they do survive, and they do survive, Ice Beam or Icy Wind, and we see the Azumarill in the back. Now we're going to be able to switch out into our Serperior to take advantage of the situation. Huge Frenzy Plant, and then Ice Beam right there. Luckily we do have a shield, and then we're just going to fire off this Aero Ace right before they get to a move, so it's going to take out the Azumarill, and we know that Dragonair is pretty low health, and the Dugong is really low health as well, so Serperior ended up clutching the game for us. That time we had the Semi-Core Breaker, and they didn't really have an answer for the Drapion. Okay, another Farrier. This time is in the front and much better to deal with. Our opponent switches out into the Umbreon. Nice catch. We're gonna tank the Aero Ace, and since it's relatively pretty tanky, we're gonna fire off another Frenzy Plant here. This Frenzy Plant does get them into a low yellow. We are gonna fire off another Frenzy Plant to either get some huge damage or get a shield. Now we see the Gramble come in, so Gramble here probably is gonna get shield. Yep, makes sense. And now we have a decision. Do we shield here to potentially get the next shield? Okay, so we do match the shields and we apply the pressure. This is gonna get the last shield or it's gonna get the KO. And we see the Gligar in the back, so Gligar here is interesting. It has been pushed out of the meta because of the debuffs, the nerfs, and it looks like we are going to face an Aero Ace and Night Slash Gligar. So we do have to worry about the spamminess, but you can see right here we are going to be able to reach another Rock Slide in time for the KO. So GG's to our opponent. The Shadow Gligar, not quite enough to take out our Dunsparce. Dunsparce being very versatile but also sneaky tanky was the key right there. Alright, Serperior versus the Primeape. They switch out into their Tropius. Tropius is going to be interesting. They are going to fire off the Leaf Blade. We are going to fire off our own Crunch here to do some neutral damage. And then this is going to get the shield or it's going to get the KO. Let's see what they end up doing here. They decide to let it go because they want to farm with the Primeape. Yep, makes sense. But we are at least going to be able to get to an Aquatile here to chip away. But they did get a lot of farm. Now the question is, do we shield here or let this go? It ends up only being a Rage Fist. We are going to let this one go here. Close combat does take us out, and we see the Mirror Dunsparce. So unfortunately, we are going to struggle to win this because we are even shields. We have the same Pokemon, and they still have that Primeape. Looks like we maybe try to CAP tie. Nope. No CAP ties, so they are going to be able to keep their energy efficiently. We did fire off a draw run right there. We're just going to shield here because we anticipate the switch out. There's the switch. And the Primeape, unfortunately, is still relatively healthy. So GG's to our opponents, unable to win that game. Check out this team if you haven't already and let us know if you enjoyed the video.